subscribe? Darling Radio, why don't you subscribe?
In cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
take land. And
take
then when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is quite...
Nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized...
The farmers are not black. I don't
now
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads chopped off, they died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here, but I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it. But the fake news in this country doesn't talk about that. They don't want to talk about it, but now they have to talk about it. But they won't. This won't even be a subject. They'll have him talking about why did a country give a free, think of this, why did a country give an airplane to the United States Air Force? Okay, the United States, not to me, to the United States Air Force, so they could help us out, because we need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One, it's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
All right, we are in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause to you. Bam, there it is. Welcome to the Tap Room. With me, I'm Tariq. You are you. And we're going to get this thing cracking, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, let me have you give me some retweets. Everybody retweet, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody give me some retweets so y'all can let everybody know we're here. POTUS Note, hop on in here. POTUS Note, because you've been trolling on my thing. POTUS Note, hop on in here, because you've been trolling in my mentions, so you need to hop on in here since you're in the room. POTUS Notes. Hop on in the room. What's up, POTUS Notes? Unmute your microphone. Let me deal with this guy real quick. POTUS, what's happening?
What's up?
Yeah, why are you trolling in my mentions, man?
What are you talking about? You stole a video from me, screen recorded it, posted it as if you're on,
Number
sent it
one.
to everybody.
Yeah, well, number one, I didn't know it was from you, that shit was circulating online. Number two, I didn't know it was an AI video. If I had known that, I wouldn't even posted it. So nobody took it. I wouldn't even posted that fake shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like shit like that.
No, it
Wow.
says you screen recorded it. You took it, you stole content and reposted it. You DM'd it to another big account.
No, I didn't.
Reposted it. Yes, you
No, I
did.
didn't.
You sure did. I have the
No, I
DM
didn't.
from her.
No, you don't. You lying
I
piece
sure
of
do.
crap. No, you don't. You lying white
Where'd you get that
supremacist.
content from?
You lying white
You didn't create
supremacist.
it, did you?
Yeah, you just a low-life troll.
You didn't create it. You're unoriginal. You don't create your own content.
Yes,
You're
sir,
a thief.
you are a low-life white supremacist. You're making fake AI videos, and then you're trying to get attention for your page. Just say that.
You got attention on your page from my content. Thief.
No,
Yes,
said
you
you
didn't create
got
the content.
you stole
None of
some
your
content.
content's new.
You stole content from CNN and then had to fake it. So you're not even original. You had to make
I'm
fake
a
content.
parody account. It says
No,
parody.
no, you a low life white supremacist troll. That's what you are, sir. And you need attention because nobody pays attention to low life white supremacist trolls, right?
That would be nice to say if you didn't steal original content and
Yeah,
got.
yeah, but you're
But what?
by definition, you are a thief. All of your content is stolen. You're trying to claim that it's parody, but you're not letting people know that it's parody, sir. You're a low life, unoriginal white
And you're not letting
supremacist.
people know where you got your content.
Yeah, I get it just from all over the place. I just get shit from the internet. Nobody knows you. You're trying to make yourself more important. Nobody got anything from your page. You're a nobody. How does that feel?
You got stuff from my page. Enjoy
No, I
it.
didn't. You're a
You sure
nobody.
did, man.
How do you feel
It's a
about being a
it's a
nobody? How do you feel about being a low life nobody? Hmm?
You took my content, bro.
No, sir. You took content from CNN and then lied about it. You stole content from CNN and then you made up a whole racist lie about it. Because a lot of your stuff on your page is
Racist
low key.
lie.
Ali, a lot of stuff on your page is some low key alt right type shit. So you one of them. Huh? Are you mad at Black Daddy because Black Daddy is more popular than a low life anonymous troll? Is that what you're
Quit
upset
muting
with?
me, champ. Quit muting
No,
me.
no, 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 no. You're gonna listen to Black Daddy. This is called discipline, sir. Are you mad because Black Daddy is more popular than you and you're a low life anonymous troll that has to steal shit under the guise of parody? Hmm?
Like a thief, like you
Oh,
all.
oh, that's a projection, sir.
You stole my content. It's not a projection.
Nobody stole
Thief.
anything. You know,
Sure it is. It's on your page.
you stole some shit from CNN and then put some AI shit to it. You lying low life. You're projecting. Stop projecting your white supremacist thievery, sir. Okay? You feel me?
Unmute me. Stop beating me. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. You can steal it, but you can't listen to the repercussions.
You can smoke meth
Thief.
and you can smoke
Right,
meth and
right, right.
lie. You over there methed
For
out. You're methed out in your trailer park, sir. You're trying to make yourself more important. I don't even believe you created the content. You probably stole it from somebody else, sir. Right?
no, you're the
Yeah,
thief.
no, you're the thief. That's not your content. You just took it from somebody else and tried to claim it as your own. And now you're just trying to get clout. How's that working? It's not really working. You're not really getting the clout you think you're getting, right? Hmm?
Go look at my page when my timestamp is, and go look at yours. There's the
Nobody
proof.
cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're trying to get clout and it's failing. A lot of you white
You
supremacists are
stole my
very
content and got
no, no, no. You white supremacists
white
are so
supremacists. You're a
right.
thief.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You sit up and make racist posts on your page all damn day, and now you're trying to get clout off Black Daddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
call me racist, but use the
yeah, yeah. You're a low life white supremacist, and nobody got any content off your page. You're just trying to insert yourself into black business, sir. All right?
unoriginal.
Okay, you said the same thing multiple times. So, all right, and you're a MAGA guru. I'm talking about MAGA today too, so I'm going to be talking
Then stay
about
off my
that.
page and stop stealing my content.
Nobody's on you. You follow me. I don't follow you. And in fact, I'll block your ass. So you gotta dig into all your Finster accounts. All right. It's just low life white supremacists trying to get clout. He put up an AI. I guess he put it up. I don't know. It was circulating on the internet, and I posted it on my page. And oh, that's mine, dude. That's my content, dude. Shut up. Nobody cares. Stop trying to get clout off Black Daddy. White supremacists are desperate. Ain't that right, Monica? Come on. We need to. I want to get all the white supremacists up in here. Y'all come on up in here. Let me talk to you guys. Before I do that, hold on. Before I do that, let me shout out some of my regulars in here. I was dealing with this low life white supremacist, and I forgot to shout out to some of the regulars in here. Real quick, we got Highland, we got Ty Powell, we got the Black Republican, Trinity, Fresh, Melody, Ellis, Sir Mike, Hoodoo, the Black Receipt, Miss Nicety Girl. We got Tareem, and we got the Tethanator in the building. FBA Furball is in the building. Family, did you guys see the president of South Africa
had a sit down with Donald Trump today. Did y'all see that? And they were kind of going back and forth on that white genocide lie that a lot of the right-wing extremists like to push. They've been pushing this fake lie about South Africa that there is a white genocide. Now, pushing that on some far-right website or far-right publication or some extremist publication, that's one thing. But when we got the president of the United States pushing that nonsense, that's a horrible look. That's a horrible, horrible look. And that whole narrative about there being a white genocide in South Africa, that is not the case. There is no white genocide. The president of South Africa was explaining that to Trump, and Trump was pulling up screenshots that were printed out of some of these far right publications promoting that lie. There were other white businessmen from South Africa at this meeting. They were even saying that the white genocide thing is a lie. But Trump kept trying to push that. The president of South Africa, he got him a little dig in. He was like, "Well, Trump, if I had an airplane, I'd give it to you." So he was taking little shots too. It was a very interesting exchange. But that's just a bad look on Trump's part. Um, Doing that because it's unnecessary. It's very unnecessary to do the "I'm white and I say so" lie, especially on the world stage. Now, family, we got to understand the ramifications of the executive in chief of this country sitting up here on the world stage promoting blatant lies like that. And Trump and those guys know that that's a lie. They know good and well that there is no white genocide in South Africa. I've been over there. I've been to South Africa. There is no white genocide by any stretch of the imagination. They tried to point to this memorial of a bunch of white crosses that lined up one of the roads out there. I think there was about 700 white crosses, and it might have been more than that. And they were like, "Yes, these white crosses, these are burial grounds for all of the white farmers who were killed." That's a lie. Number one, those are not burial grounds. Those are just like memorials paying homage. But many of the farmers who were killed and many of the people who were killed, this were black people too. So it's not nobody's being targeted based on race. There's it's a country. There's a lot of crime over there. So people, black and white, get hit with crime. There's no white genocide at all. And Trump promoting that nonsense. Who's giving me a thumbs down? $1 trillion. Hold on, $1 trillion. Hold on, $1 trillion Benny. Somebody gave a thumbs down. If there's some opposing views, let me hear this. $1 trillion, hop on.
Hey, I'm Tariq Nashi. How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's going on? You're giving thumbs down. What's that about?
Oh, no, no. I was trying to give a thumbs up, but I was gonna say, did you see how those Africans were just kissing up to Trump and who was saying, "Oh yeah, you taking y'all doing this and that to these white people with the farmland and y'all taking their land." I'm like, yo, if y'all Africans don't say they was doing that shit to us for 400 years, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, they were speaking up about. Well, the president, he was correcting Trump. He was like, "Hey, that's just not happening." He said it wasn't happening. So, they spoke up about it. Now, Benny,
Yeah.
Benny, what the hell are you? Are you Middle Eastern? What are you?
Nah, bro. I'm FBA. You know what I'm
You
saying? I'm
ain't
a nigga, man.
No, you ain't no damn FBA. Don't lie on my lineage. What the hell you from?
Yo, bro. I'm Black American. I swear to
No,
God, my
you
mom,
ain't,
man.
dude. No, you ain't.
yo,
Dude,
Tariq. I'm FBA, bro. Like
where
for
your
real.
family? No, you ain't. Where your family from?
Yes, like my family is from here, man.
Where, dude? Where?
All right, the Carolinas, Louisiana, and shit like that.
Oh no, don't worry. You just naming shit. You ain't nobody in your family from no damn Carolinas.
How you gonna
You
tell me, Tariq?
because I hear some taco sauce in the background, nigga. You a
Yo,
Hispanic. Your ass is Hispanic. Stop
yo,
playing, nigga.
bro. I'm Black American, bro. I
No, you
swear,
not, man. I
bro.
hear tortilla chips. ruffling in the back.
All right,
You
Tariq.
ain't. You ain't. Stop lying on my
All right,
damn
now I'm about
lineage.
to roast you, Tariq.
No,
Now
you
look,
ain't gonna
man.
roast nothing. You gonna roast that damn Chipotle you got in the background, nigga. You
All right,
Hispanic.
Tariq. Now we ain't gonna
Uh,
talk about your
yeah,
headline, man. Come
yeah,
on,
my
man.
hairline is fine, nigga.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't got a
man.
yeah, my
Yeah,
hairline.
man. You
It
got
ain't.
the
I
African
don't have a.
headline.
I don't have a sombrero on my hairline like you do. So we're different. You up here lying about your
Now,
damn
Tariq.
lineage.
Now you know you
No,
got a
no,
hot ass
no,
breath,
no, 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 no. You're not gonna sit here and cosplay my lineage. Now be Hispanic. It's okay. Go in there, and make you
nigga. Now
some
you know you got a hot ass breath, nigga. Come on,
no,
man.
no, that's from licking your mom's Mexican tits, right? That milk is spicy. That's why. Come on now. But anyway, you and your spicy titty mama, y'all need to claim who you are. Don't try to
Yeah,
cosplay our
man. Now you know you
lineage.
got a hot ass breath. Hey, look.
Okay, okay, guy, your insults are lame. Okay, you're too easy to roast. Oh, I'm FBA. Get the hell out of here. Hell, you think you're talking to? We know a damn Hispanic tether. But listen, like I said, man, the president going back into Trump and these guys sitting up here lying about some white genocide and promoting that nonsense. That really undermines the integrity of the United States and their foreign policy. Sitting up here talking about a conspiracy that ain't even real. A sitting US president sitting here legitimizing basically some internet troll shit. That's all that is, especially during an official state visit. What that signals to allies and adversaries alike that US foreign policy is not going to be rooted or grounded in fact or diplomacy or national interests, but it's going to be rooted in racial grievance policies. So that kind of erodes America's credibility as a serious global leader. And what that does, that weaponizes racial myths so that these myths can influence domestic and foreign policy. See that whole white genocide garbage, that's like a little soft power tactic used by white nationalist groups to justify hardline policies. So yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, there's a white genocide, so we gotta do strict immigration bans," which is cool with me. But land protections, militarized policing, and I ain't with that. I ain't with no militarized policing. And that reinforces really a dangerous doctrine of white victimhood as a basis of policy. See, the repetition of a myth that feeds into like a broader ideological movement where white grievances that's used to really oppose social justice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that really normalizes these extremist narratives with the executive branch. That's not a good look. President sitting up here regurgitating some 4chan shit. Trump sitting up here echoing these 4chan tropes in an official meeting. Um, these think tanks and policymakers who are basically sympathetic to the far right, that makes their ears perk up, and that legitimizes that domestic terrorism that comes from these white right-wing extremists. See, you keep throwing them a bone, and then they start crashing out. Huh? And that just really it damages America's image as the moral authority on race and justice. See, America it's already struggling with the legacy of slavery, segregation, systematic racism, and when the so-called leaders of the country when they repeat myths that's rooted in white fear rather than acknowledging global black struggles, see, it sends a message that America places white comfort above black liberation, back home and abroad. You see, and doing that kind of encourages some retaliatory distrust towards people, and it sets a real bad precedent for future presidents to try to justify racist policies with international myths. Because look, it's basically it's I'm white and I say so. Trump is sitting up there doing the whole I'm white and I say so thing, and this whole I'm white and I say so thing is always a bad look, because this is we're in an age of receipts and um people showing and proving, and you erode your credibility when we live in an era where people can fact check anything. You can fact check things very quickly now. This ain't the old days where you just had to rely on the media, the legacy media. People know when you're lying. You're seeing repeating lies under the assumption that whiteness alone is going to grant authority. This whole "I'm white and I say so, so it's true," that destroys the leadership's credibility, right? And it makes him look outdated. It makes him look manipulative. It makes him look deliberately dishonest. Because that's the thing. That was a very bad look for Trump doing that shit. Because people know you lying and you know it ain't true, and you just repeating the lie. And then that reduces whiteness to a shield for falsehood. Look, white society, people are already looking at you funny style for, looking at you as being dishonest and not honorable, and using whiteness basically as the default authority, the "I'm white and I say so." You turn that into a crutch for propaganda. And that's not a mark of character or integrity. That looks weak. And over time, that backfires, because people just assume that white figures in power are less about the truth and they're more about narrative control. You see? And it delegitimizes honest white voices fighting for justice. There's some white people out there who want to do the right thing, but when the leadership and the pundits sit up here deliberately lying under the guise of so-called protecting white people, that poisons the well for all other white individuals who's really, really trying to advocate for equality and truth. So the credibility of all white voices, it becomes collateral damage. Yeah. And that white and I say so bullshit, you know what? That's not strength. I think the white supremacists think if they do this on white and I say so, you're showing dominance. That signals weakness. When you reduce to that, when you just lying and your whole thing is "I'm white and I say so, and I got all of this backup over here," um, that looks like you're weak. It looks insecure. It looks like you're unable to lead through principle or proof. True power doesn't beg for belief. It commands respect through clarity and evidence. And then it just makes America look like a joke on the world stage. The president is sitting up here recycling these white supremacist conspiracy theories, during an international diplomatic visit. It just makes the country look like it's run by fringe extremists. And that damages the global image of America on the world stage. It's a bad look. Where you MAGAs? Y'all come on in here. Where all the MAGA folks? Because another thing it does, that destroys any moral high ground that white America could claim. See, white America's and white supremacy's last defense has always been the illusion of order and truth and objectivity. When the leaders are sitting up here blatantly lying while invoking whiteness, see, that illusion collapses. So there's no moral high ground left. It's just manipulation exposed. And that type of power is no longer respected. Now it's like, okay, now you calling everybody dumb. We see the truth. Now you think everybody's dumb. See, that's weak. When you start doing that shows cracks in the armor there. Let me get Sir Great Black Shark in the building. Great Black Shark in the building. What's up, Great Black Shark?
Black man, can you hear me okay, brother?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm grand, man. I hope you and your family are blessed.
Yes, indeed.
But I'll be brief, brother. Here's what I would love to see the South African government do. And they should, in my opinion, they should take a page out of China's playbook from a couple of years back. And remember when they called America out on their anti-blackness?
Yep.
I would love to see Julius Malema, because he's going to have to be the one to do it. President Ramaphosa doesn't really have the backbone that Julius does, but Julius and the EFL should say, okay, if you want to play this white genocide propaganda crap, which is garbage, I've been over there as well, I would like to see him put together a historical presentation on how they treat us from Emmett Till to Jordan Neely and say, okay, if you want to claim white genocide, we can talk about the black genocide that
Yep.
you have going on against black Americans here. That would be the perfect counter for that. And with that said, I'll land.
Yes, indeed. That's a very good point because that's what China pulled on them. China was stunting on them. China turned the racism on their face. They were like, hey, why y'all over here telling us we're doing crimes against humanity? Y'all up here, y'all didn't kill Trayvon Martin. Y'all doing all types of shit to the black people. You're treating the black people horribly over there. Yeah. So yeah, the US, they don't want to start playing that game up here talking about how some white people are being mistreated in South Africa. All these countries have to do is be like, hey, I know you ain't talking. Well, I know y'all ain't talking about somebody being racially mistreated, you know? So that would be interesting. But what's the real reason? What's some of the real reasons why Trump and those guys getting up there pushing that lie? Is this some kind of pretext for like some kind of economic neocolonialism? Sitting up here saying that, oh, this is just anti-white, so that might set the stage for Western powers to basically go in there and intervene economically under the guise of protecting human rights. Well, okay, we're gonna protect human rights. We're gonna get all these minerals, farmlands, um, platinum, palladium, lithium. Uh, is it like some kind of soft justification for a future military proxy intervention? Yeah, they can do some kind of CIA backed destabilization destabilization effort over there. Is it some kind of global white solidarity dog whistle? They're trying to lie and reinforce the idea that anywhere white people live, even in black-led countries, they have to be protected, even at the expense of the native population's sovereignty. And, it's basically psychological warfare to undermine black autonomy. You know, it's like a Trojan horse for them trying to reclaim political influence in Africa. So it's a lot of things that they can be trying to do with this. It's very, very interesting. Let me get on. Let me see who we got. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get Daniel in here. Daniel, hop on in, brother. Let's get Daniel in the building.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's up, Daniel?
Yeah, what's going on, Flex? What's good, man?
I'm good. How are you?
So this is about South Africa opposing the United States. So they joined BRICS a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a chance to try to make them look bad by saying, "Hey, look at these BRIC countries who are mistreating Europeans." So this is just a smear campaign against South Africa. Not only did South Africa the melanated people in South Africa. Not only did they oppose America, they actually brought against charges in the world court against America allies. So this
Mm-hmm.
is just a way to discredit them on the world stage. It's like, hey, you guys are genociding white people in your own country. When you actually look into it, and these are the white people saying this in South Africa, that there's no white genocide. They're saying that people are getting credits, black people are getting credits for opening up farms due to the injustice, the apartheid agreement put in place, because people don't know that the apartheid was supposed to be the idea of what they call quote unquote perfect racism, and they studied the American system of segregation and Jim Crow laws to improve it in South Africa. So they got their racism literally from America. It's the perfect version of it. So to get back at them joining BRICS and bringing charges against America's allies, this is what they decided to do, to open as refugee, and that's why Elon Musk donated so much money to his campaign. This is just simply a campaign favor. So it's politics as usual, as Jay Z would say.
Man, good insight on that, brother. Thank you, brother D. Man, Vicky, what's up, beloved? Vicky? Vicky, can you hear me?
Hey, hey.
Hello? Vicky, are you okay? Vicky, are you over there hunting for bushmeat? You got a lot of stuff going on in the back there. Okay, I'm trying to work with you, Vicky. Okay, Vicky. Vicky. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, is this a dude? Okay, this is a dude running a catfish page. Okay, your name ain't Vicky. Your name is Nick. All right, this is a dude running a catfish page, and I think he's over in Africa somewhere. Okay, this is some dude who's running some woman's OnlyFans account. This is I think he's an African pimp. He's a Musty Mac. All right, yo, Musty Mac, hop on, Musty Mac. Musty Mac, are you in here, dude? You better get some better prices on that page. Because I see some of the prices. They got like a $20 hookup. You got some $20 hoes over there, brother? What kind of hoeing is that? Man, you struggling over there in the game. All right, Musty Mac, let me get you out of here. You ain't saying nothing. Y'all stop trying to promote these sex pages and all that weird shit. Let me get my sister Brooke in here. What's up, Brooke? Miss Brooke, how are you?
You hear
Yes,
me?
ma'am. How you doing, dear?
I'm good. How are
I
you?
am good. What's going on?
Good. I just wanted to add, I think it was Great Black Shark that just was talking about how that South Africa should call out the genocide that the U.S. government has committed against us. I found that very interesting because I remember feeling very betrayed when South Africa initiated that genocide case against Israel in the international court. For what was happening in Gaza because I felt like, how come you guys never did that for us?
Right.
It's very interesting that now this is where is Palestine to speak for them in this situation now that Palestine wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire, but they're at the international court standing up and talking about their genocide, but no mum's the word when it comes to us. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, beloved. All right. Let me see who else we got in here. Let's get Weldon Johnson in the building. Brother Weldon, hop on in. Brother Weldon. Weldon?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq?
I'm good, Weldon. How are you?
Oh man, dude, um, these spaces that you've been going on here, brother, this is so much needed, so much needed. Just want to give you your props. We'll leave the flowers to your missus. We'll give you your respect and honor as an elder, because man, these spaces are needed. Because man, I'm telling you, it's just uh it's a teaching point on how to debunk all the talking points about these racist people coming around here, just saying just being reckless and all that. And I just want to say thanks again, brother. And I just want to ask you, what books can you recommend? Because I want to be a root man. Because my grandma had a garden, because my grandma's from Oklahoma, my dad's from Springfield, Ohio. I just want, what books do you recommend I could be a root man? I'll land my Superstar Destroyer here, brother. I'm out.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Yeah, you can go on Amazon. There's a lot of books about hoodoo and root work on the root work deodorant website, rootworkstyle.com. We have a mini book called, I think, Mysteries of the Root, that kind of gives an introduction about it. So yeah, that's a quick, easy read, and you can get that at rootworkstyle.com. And there's a lot of other books on as well. All right. Let's see. Y'all raise those hands. Everybody raise those hands. Let's get the blessed one in the building. The blessed one in the building. The blessed one.
Good morning, everybody.
What's up, blessed
You hear
one?
me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I just wanted to say I found it very funny because Trump, how he caused the media, fake media, to just take the story on face value and stuff.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. And I also wanted to ask you, are you still interested in joining the uh, press White House secretary to ask the lady a question?
Yeah, I would. I made a submission and they never hit me back up. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. All right. Um, but speaking of the South, did y'all see I put up a video on my timeline not too long ago? Well, hold, let me get 11A Gripper. Let's get Gripper in here. Gripper, what's up, Gripper?
Point. I think I didn't catch your full conversation about South Africa, but do you know about the city of Orania, of course, right?
No, what's that? What's happening there?
Orania, you've never heard of it in South Africa?
No, I haven't heard of Orania. No.
So Orania it was founded in 1991, and it is essentially a whites only
Oh, okay,
community.
yeah, that I have. That one,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that one. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I
So
heard of that.
for the listeners who don't know, they used like a little bit of legal trickery to get around the law to create it that way. They don't use the word white, they just use the word Afrikaner, but essentially it is, a whites only community meant to protect themselves and stay away from what they view as the hostile outsiders. So it's like a one of a kind in the Western world right now, where it actually is such a, almost, whites only community. And they have laws about not taking foreign workers either, so they don't abuse other blacks or other people in the country to build what they make. They make it all themselves. Every home, every all the farms, they're all run by the white natives, and that's part of their culture. And it is, they have their own money system, and they've actually been very successful in the last 30 years. They export nuts and citrus and stuff like this. They're actually doing quite well. So the reason I bring this up, Tariq, to you, is because there are these very less um, prosperous but attempting to do such a similar thing as Orania. There are a couple groups within only the last 5 years who want to make essentially a whites only community, somewhat using Orania as an example and an inspiration. And I bring this up because I caught one of your tweets where you saw one of them talking about it, and you had a very hostile, sarcastic, antagonistic tone towards it. And I wonder why you would do that, though. I wonder why you would respond that way. I've actually been thinking about that for a while. So,
Now what?
would
Now
you
you
like
got
to
to put it in
respond?
context. I don't remember what the context was. No.
I think it was basically just some kind of white boy saying we're going to go back into and there are serious groups, kind of like Orania. It's not just a joke. They are trying to make alternative communities that are essentially whites only,
Okay, so
but
what
without
did I
being
say that was? So
necessarily.
you said I was being aggressive and not now. What did I say to who now?
I really can't quote you directly, and it's not fair of me to say that, but I
Right.
do
Yeah.
remember
Now
that
what did I say
you did
wrong?
have
What did I say something wrong? What did I say that was wrong?
it was just antagonistic. The tone was
To
antagonistic.
what? Okay.
So I want,
I don't know what I said, and you're not really telling me.
in fairness, I really don't remember, but I do remember that the tone was antagonistic, and I wonder if what do you think about things like Orania, where they don't use other workers, they build it for themselves, or there's a couple groups coming
They
up in
got
the
they
last
got a
5 years in
form of
America. Yeah.
Orania all over Africa. They got whites only places literally all over the place over there. And damn near every country, white people live in their own little separate places, with guarded gates and in little gated communities all over Africa. You go to Gambia, there's a little gated community of whites. You go to Zambia, there's a gated community. Zimbabwe, there's a white gate. They got that all over Africa. South Africa, the Orania place, they're just more pronounced with it, and they're like this whole community. Don't know black supposed to be over here. They're just real bold with it there. But yeah, I was antagonistic towards it because that's, another form of white supremacy. You go and you colonize and then you hoard all of the resources. That Orania place you're talking about, just like the other places in Africa, all the white places seems to have water and all types of resources, yet the little black area right across the street, they don't have the same water supply. They don't have the same food sources, not because they're incompetent. The white supremacists come over there and they hoard the resources and sabotage the native population there. So yes, that is a problem, right?
I would say though, what is the solution? What's the solution?
To replace the system of white supremacy with justice. That's the solution. Now,
But it seems like the idea of justice is an ever moving
no,
goalpost for you guys, and there's no way to. I mean, even if we really want to fix it, I've been thinking like you. I understand. Like I was listening to you talk about you should side with Diddy because why are you going to side with the feds? The feds is the system of white supremacy. Fuck them by default.
right.
Oh, I understand that kind of. I kind of this is like 1960s kind of stuff, and there is a valid point to some level on that. But so then, what's the solution? I think maybe you should have your own police where they can't sneak in with white
Well,
issues.
here's the
Right?
problem. We got one problem. Our problem is white supremacy. That's been the problem for the last 500 years. Everything goes back to white supremacy. And white supremacy is militarily backed. And we don't have the same military muscle as the white supremacists. That's the problem. So, whatever we do, we could build a police force tomorrow. The white supremacists will come and just destroy it and infiltrate it. That's what the Black Panthers was. That was our own military force. They quickly neutralized that and start killing the leaders. They're still trying to get the leaders now. Asada Shakur, they're still talking about going over to trying to get her from Cuba. You understand? So when we do try to protect ourselves, we get labeled as militants, and the white supremacists come in and sabotage. So what do we do to evade the sabotage of the white supremacists? That's the question. Y'all got any ideas? Yeah, any ideas?
Uh, yeah, I mean, there is some valid truth that we are rapacious sons of bitches who are going to go over there and do what we're going to do
Mhm.
because we want to. There's some truth to that.
Right. That's the
I've,
only
I've, I've
problem
been,
we have. We foundation, especially us, we can create stuff and we have created stuff. We built whole towns on our own over here. We built wall streets, the successful areas like Wilmington, but the moment we do it, the white supremacists come in and get on alert and they have to destroy it. Out here in California where I am, we had a place called Allensworth, that's right outside Bakersville. Beautiful little small black owned village. Black people got their little money together, former slaves came out here, had a nice little village, and the white supremacists started messing with the water supply. Just God, every time. So, well, Manhattan be
well, I just wanted
go
to,
ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to run that by you. I might come back with another idea.
But
I've
do
been
you have
listening to
any
these spaces.
solutions on how we can circumvent the white supremacists? Because that's your community. I mean, these are people from your community, so you know them better than we do. What can we do to circumvent them?
I've been listening to these spaces and hearing different perspectives from what I usually hear in the news, and it's been interesting, even if I disagree. And I've been thinking about it honestly. The best idea I had was, first of all, you need to have maybe your own police forces, and then I understand your counter argument to that, but I think that would be a start. And I think it would be like segregation in your own communities, where you all,
Yeah, we were.
self-sustaining,
Yeah, we
and
did
you can
that. We did that. They would. Yeah, we had places like Oscarville, which is now Lake Lanier, because they flooded it deliberately. They would do all types of vicious things to black areas. So
Well, listen, I've been listening. Thanks for the microphone. Maybe I'm going to come back at another time and with some other ideas. But like I said, I'll land my plane.
thank you. There you go. They never when you okay. When you start asking them, okay, what about the white supremacists in your community? They ain't never got no answer for that, do they? Oops, I gotta go. Hey God, I got a tuna casserole. I gotta get out of the oven, dude. Yeah, y'all don't have no response to that. Our problem is you. Our problem is white supremacy. It's not our lack of talent. We are the only group that has repeatedly built over and over after being knocked down and sabotaged over and over again. Nobody builds like foundational Black Americans. Nobody. We have to keep dusting ourselves off and rebuilding over and over and over again. That's the thing that amazes us. We haven't been spiritually broken. Other people, you knock them down, they never get themselves back together. They just stay down. Us, no. In fact, when we are alone, which we prefer to just have our own little enclaves. The problem is y'all always prying with your eyes, prying eyes and coming in there sabotaging. See, I always use Black Wall Street as an example. Black Wall Street out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that was to the white supremacists, that was almost like a no man's land. There was a place where they just kind of dumped black people. They're like, "Hey, y'all just going out there. We don't care what y'all do. Y'all just go out there in that Indian territory and just, do you. So we ain't got to see you." It wasn't like the South. In the South, black people live right across the tracks from the white people. But when black people were getting pushed to the Midwest and out west, black people had like their own enclaves. In Oklahoma, black people had their own little enclaves. Then the white supremacists turned around and they were like, "Hey, wait a minute. We didn't left these Negroes alone for a few years. Why they got all these cars? What are these Negroes doing living in mansions? What is this? Why are these Negroes wearing these three-piece suits? Oh, we need to keep an eye on this. Oh no, these Negroes got more money than me, and I'm white." So then it became a problem. Our success became a problem. That's the thing. I want you to understand, no matter what we do, it's a problem to the white supremacists. That's why all that stuff about we got to do better. If black folks, if y'all don't stop that do better shit, don't ever get on that. You can never impress a white supremacist. You can never do so bad or do so good to impress them. They're just not going to like you. They're going to sabotage you no matter what you do. In fact, the more successful you are, the bigger the sabotage. Look at Diddy. Yes, he's being sabotaged. This case ain't about no sex trafficking. They've been talking about everything except sex trafficking. This is a money grab. This is them trying to get his money. They've already said if he gets convicted, the feds will most likely have access to his $400 million. They're going to start seizing that money. This is a money grab. You understand? So we better understand how the game works. Miss Colleen, hop in, dear.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have come up, but you asked if, there's people, out there for Trump, and I am one, so I wouldn't have spoken unless you said that. And so you're speaking of South Africa, and I really want to understand because I've posted a few things and I'm listening to you, and, I appreciate the conversation, and there's so many things I'm wrong about and very few that I'm right about. So if you could, I appreciate how you calmly and you thoughtfully explain
Mm-hmm.
things. So it shows Trump there in the Oval Office and he shows that video. Well, after he was done, can you, not that you can read their minds, but my question was, it felt he had nothing, the president from Africa, there wasn't anything said after it. I would have hoped he would have said, that is wrong. That is not true. And so I have posted a few things and I thought, you know what, Colleen, maybe you should take them down and get a little bit more understanding, because that's what it's all about. It's got to be about a conversation. So if you could please maybe speak up on that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate your
yeah,
time and thank
yeah.
you so
The
much.
president, the South African president, there is video of him actually telling Trump. He's like, Mr. Trump, um, there is no white genocide. The people that are being murdered in that South Africa, yeah, we got a high crime rate, but it's black people really mostly are the main ones getting murdered. It's just people getting murdered and killed and robbed. It's just like a high crime area. Nobody's being targeted based on race. So he explained that. And there was another white man there who explained that, who was a billionaire businessman from South Africa who knew Trump. He was friends with Trump from, they go back from to the 70s. So they kept telling Trump that this is not the case. But, Trump just went along with the whole thing because I think he's trying to pander to the far right base, which he doesn't need to do that. That's not a good look in this climate. Yeah.
Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work.